TYT would like to thank Squarespace for making possible our coverage of the 2017 Oslo Freedom Forum. Whether you need a website, a domain, or an online store, make your next move with Squarespace. You can start your free trial at squarespace.com/TYT, and you'll get 10% off your first purchase.
I'm here with Ahmedur Rashid Chowdhury. He's one of the speakers at the Oslo Freedom Forum in 2017. I have to say, people were really moved with your speech yesterday.
You have heard of Abhijit Ray. He was a warrior of the pen and dedicated fighter against the tyranny of religious prejudice and hatred, and much more. He was also my friend. 2 years ago, after leaving a book launch event at my publishing house at Book Fair, Abhijit was attacked by a gang of men armed with mad clavers and was brutally hacked to death in front of his wife, who was severely injured. That same year, Ananta Bijoy, another writer who worked with me, was murdered in similar fashion. Over the next few months, Bangladesh became a dangerous place for anyone who spoke for free thought, writers, bloggers, activists, teachers, spiritual leaders, baul artists, and champions of the LGBTQ community. One by one, the voice of writers Babu, Neil, Dipon, Samad, Julhaj, Tonoy, and Rezaur, and many more were brutally silenced. In this time of terror and chaos, the Bangladeshi government refused to act. Not only did they fail to prosecute the killers, they actually blamed these deaths on the writer's own actions. After Abhijit's murder, I knew there was a price on my head. I began receiving threats, calls at my office and home, and written threats. They even published a photo of my office online and threatened to blow it up. I went to the police to file complaints, and they advised me to give up my publishing business, not because of the threats, but because the authorities felt Bangladesh is not a suitable country to have such discussions. I began to feel like I was followed everywhere I went. I changed my route each day, varied my routine, and I began to make plans to leave my country on October 31st, 2015. A group of men which machetes broke into my office looking for me. Two of my colleagues bravely tried to protect them, but were unsuccessful. The attack was brutal, and I barely escaped with my life. I was airlifted to Nepal in critical condition. 18 months later, I'm still not fully recovered. The injuries inflicted to my face, to my eyes, ears, and head continue to plague me. Most of my hearing is gone. I cannot sleep and have lost so much strength that I feel like a shadow of myself. But I am still here. I'm still breathing.
You know, everywhere has its own form of political violence, and the horrifying form that it's taken in the Indian subcontinent seems to be this mob violence. Every time these attacks happen, especially when it's on a member of the press or a member of the opposition or somebody who's politically engaged, it's implied by the people in power, the politicians, you know, the Prime Minister as well as the opposition and clerics, that, oh, well, you've brought it upon yourself by even speaking. Tell me about your kind of life in exile, and would you call it exile, and what have you been doing now, and how do you kind of still continue to support those back in Bangladesh who are trying to carry on what your mission is?
I didn't want to move from my country because I never think I moved to another country, and I didn't try any time for my early stage to this time. It's too tough to adjust to other countries as like my age, for anything, for everything. So, but I didn't get chance to live here because when I was attacked, after 10 days, the doctors from hospital, they discharged me. I was staying in Dhaka at safe home 2 days. But everybody at the time were afraid if they gave me shelter, so they can also attack. After 2 days, I moved to Nepal because I chosen that time the Nepal because Nepal has the facility on arrival visa. So I didn't have any time to take any visa for any countries. And yeah, after 2.5 months, I got Norwegian visa. Yes, I am now in Norway, and also truth is, I don't have any, I have no way. Without leaving Norway, I have no way.
I mean, it's a big, it's a culture shock anyway, and then you're also, you know, dealing with the physical recovery.
I don't feel any cultural shock, but I'm missing my working atmosphere and everything,
Yeah.
and get together and what I did in my country. I don't get chance to do anything still now in Norway. I'm started online version, but it's only from my home, and it's based on just a laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you still,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even to work with people back home,
Yeah.
it's still dangerous, even remotely.
Yeah, still
for
now
them.
is, you know, the situation is very bad, and Bangladesh still now, so many Islamic radical group, extremist group are working, and there have so many international connection. And some people are connected by ISIS, some are connected by Al Qaeda, some are others. So many Islamic terrorist group, not only Islamic terrorist group. I believe it. Only the Islamic terrorist group not came from the sky. I don't know what can I do for this world or for the human. But I know and I believe for democracy, for better democracy, for secularism, for peace, need to the aware people. If the people can understand, so the day by day this world becoming a democratic, liberal, secular world, for the peaceful world. And we want to every country stop their every war. They stop their produce all of the arms we want. So how I don't know how can I stop this. I am not politician. So I want to make some text, and I want to publish this. And I inspired some people, please make some text
for that.
Your writing obviously does something.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, I think you found the right calling early on.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for speaking with me, Ahmedur.
Thank you.
I wish you luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.